We've had a hot, record-breaking week in West Michigan, but thankfully things have cooled off just a little bit.
This summer we'll continue to see temperatures that rise and fall, but of course the one thing that does remain constant, it's our need to get to work and other activities in the safety of our vehicles.
Now that summer is officially here and we're seeing some days that are over 90 degrees, we want to make sure our vehicles are running as smooth as possible. We are here at Thomsons Auto Repair with Tom. And Tom, I know that our cars can really take a beating in the summer heat.
You definitely can. There's a few things you're going to want to look out for with the heat involved is make sure the antifreeze is up to snuff, whether it's the level of the coolant or the actual mix of the coolant plays a big role on it, of the cooling system to make sure you're not stuck aside the road.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing when our cars overheat. And that whole system in itself can have a few different problems that, you know, lead to something that's not so good.
They can. What can happen is fans can quit working, you know, the motor gets tired on them. Cooling systems can be restricted. If you start to overheat on a car, you're going to want to get over, pull over side the road as soon as you can and shut the engine off so you don't do any major damage to it.
And call for help.
Absolutely. Get it towed in, get it checked out. It's a nuisance, but it could save you a pile of money.
What does the coolant do for our car and why it's so important?
What it does is it circulates through a lot of passages in the motor and a couple other components to help absorb some of the heat. Then it's redirected to the front of the car through what's called a radiator, and cool air blows across it through just driving down the road and a mechanical fan or an electrical fan, and it cools it off and then sends it back into the motor.
Okay. So another thing to keep on the radar would be
batteries is a big one. Starting charging system is really big. The heat can play a big toll. You're running your air conditioning system. There's another fan that's operational during that to help keep things cooled off. Just any electrical components with the heat involved in the motor can really take a toll and push the battery over the edge. You know, leave you stranded for a simple battery. Granted, they're not very cheap, but it's something that'll ruin your day.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so if people have some problems or maybe they want to be a little proactive in making sure that their vehicles are okay, do you do these kinds of checks for people?
Absolutely. The battery check, starting charging system checks, always been free here. We'll put a coupon out to let people know that we do it for free just because it takes time. Other places want to charge, and we kind of do it as a public service to help people know where they're at and keep some customer loyalty. And that with the cooling system too, we can check the level of the cooling system and check the condition of the coolant for the proper mix, and that's free of charge also.
Okay, well thanks for the tips, we appreciate it. So keeping our vehicles nice and cool, running smooth, as well as ourselves in the summer heat, we're here at Thomsons Auto Repair. So something to think about, because when it's hot, really, really hot, like it was earlier this week, you definitely don't want to get stuck on the side of the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
The vehicle not working, something happening. Tom also wanted us to remind you to never try to remove your radiator cap until your car is cooled down. It sounds very obvious, but you wouldn't believe how many injuries he's seen because of people kind of reaching for that and then forgetting how hot it can be when your car's running.
You know, and all those kinds of things that you really don't consider until it doesn't work anymore. Like, for example, anybody have the air conditioning go out this week? Not the week you want to have that happen.
My parents, exactly.
Oh, man, alive. So, of course, he's a great guy. We know we've been able to really rock through the gamut of the different services that he offers. And by the way, also great coupons on his Facebook page. If you're looking to get some work done, Thomsons has two great locations, 5215 Kalamazoo Avenue in Kentwood and 1850 28th Street in Grand Rapids.
Yes.
I love it. I like having an Ask the Expert in auto repair because there are so many questions we can explore all the time, and he's a good guy.
With it being our second largest investment, we really need to protect our vehicles, and really, going at the speeds that we travel sometimes on the highway, you definitely need to be safe.
Yep. Carrying those precious kids, the precious cargo that we have.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Your all-access pass to everything West Michigan.